James, how do you do the things you do? I still can't believe that it's true. I get hungry when I think of you. Like champagne and caviar, you're such a treat. Like cherries Jubilee, you're oh so sweet. You whet my appetite each time we meet. Oh, James, it's true. I get hungry when I think of you.
Hi there, I'm James Barber, and this is that awful salad, the one that you get in really bad restaurants, airlines, hospitals, jails, you know, with a salad, yuck. We don't, none of that. You don't have to have this awful, soggy lettuce. You don't have to sit. There's stores are full of stuff these days. Nice. This, I mean, look at this one. This is a Cos lettuce, all crisp and crunchy. Much better. Let's do some nice salads today. Let's do something that's really different and interesting. We're going to make a whole bunch of different salad dressings. You can make them easily. I'll make them in a jar. But what we're going to do first of all is roast some garlic. Now you'll find all kinds of things in the gourmet magazines about how to roast garlic. The important thing is not to peel it. You don't have to crank up the oven. You crank up the fry pan and you put whole cloves. You don't peel them. You just put the whole cloves into the fry pan. All right? I want you to, and this isn't difficult, but I just want you to learn that that's what I'm doing, all right? It isn't difficult. Just put them in there and toss them with a little bit of oil and get them really hot. Turn them over a couple of times so everything gets in the oil. No, cook for a minute or two. As soon as it gets hot, it will tell us. How will it tell us? It will start to smell, start to make a noise. That's what you use in the kitchen. That's what you use in the kitchen as well as that. All right? So you can hear it now. Listen. All right, there it is. So we just toss it a little bit to get the outside coated, and then we'll move it over here, put it on low, put it on low, on there like that, and put the lid on it. Here's the lid. Okay. That's that. That's roasted garlic for our next salad. Now, I just love lettuce. We're going to make a salad out of frizzante. Let's take this lovely big bowl. And this is nice stuff. Chicory, escargot. People call it all kinds of different things. Italian, I like it when they call it frizzante. Frizzy means, you know, frizzy, all right? That's what it is. So we'll take this, take off the outside leaves. Never be scared to waste a bit of salad. And take the leaves, pull them apart. Because you don't waste salad. What you do, what I do, is put the lettuce leaves that I tear off, this lot, in a plastic bag, and keep them in the fridge until a couple of days. I'm going to make a whole bunch of stock, and I boil them. So here we are. Here's our good-looking lettuce. There's the nice centerpiece. So we'll cut this lot, this frizzante. You can't tear this. You have to cut it into bite-sized pieces, but make sure the pieces are big enough to get a bite at, because you want, this is what makes your teeth grow. If you want large, enormous, man-sized teeth, then get enough to bite on. There's our frizzante. Now, let's take this bouquet. I will keep that till later. We'll do that. Now we're going to make a dressing. How do you make a dressing? Well, it's dead easy. We've got frizzante in there. We're going to start to dress the whole thing up. Take an avocado, like this. You know, this is how you get the stone out of an avocado. You want a rerun of that? Do you really? Show you. What you do? Well, you want to do a rerun? All right. Look, in there. Twist it. That's all. And then, let's get that off there. Cut it again, like that. Don't go around squeezing avocados before you buy them, because it won't do you any good at all. Now, what you do here is get a blunt knife or a spoon and scrape it out. If you do it with a sharp knife, see, spoon just slides in there. This is how they do it in Japanese restaurants where they use avocado for making sushi. There, comes out easily like that. So just line it up, get it all ready to go. If you want us to do another one, you know, same thing. Now, we line it up, cut it crosswise, and just put it with the frizzante in there. Okay, we want some red onion. Whoops, same thing. This time we'll take this one. This one's better. Cut it down the middle, cut it into slices, and make sure it gets cut. If you cut it diagonally, it makes it nice. Now, cut it into fair-sized lumps, because you want, again, to be able to see it and taste it. All right, so you've had an onion, an avocado, some frizzante. You want to make a dressing for it, you take a jar. You put a little bit of orange concentrate in it. Everybody's got this in the fridge. All right, put a little bit of that in there. You put some sesame seeds that you give a quick toast. You put some of those, have those ready to go. You get some mustard, and you put a good spoonful of mustard. So we've got mustard, orange juice. We're going to put a little bit of red pepper in there, a little flaky red pepper. Put a little bit of sesame oil, because we've got sesame oil. Sesame oil tastes great with it, with the orange juice. And then you just put the lid on and give it a shake. That's the first mixing. Into that goes a little tiny bit of vinegar. Okay, give it another shake. And there you are, ready to go. You've made, I'll show you the color of that. You have to have a big plate. Look. Isn't that lovely? Coffee colored, isn't that great? I'll be back. Don't go away.
James will be back in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Hi, welcome back. It's salads, all right. Now, we've got a simple salad we made out of frizzante, you can do it with any lettuce, and we're just going to dump roasted sesame seeds on top of it. See? And then we're going to have a look at the garlic that we roasted, all right, but we didn't have to go to the oven. See, I just put it in the fry pan with the lid on, a little bit of oil in there, and see, it's roasted. Now I can turn it off, let it cool off, and we'll use it in a bit, but because roasted garlic has that nice sweet flavor. I'm going to make now a great salad called a salade niçoise. And what you need for this is cold rice. You can use cold potatoes if they're diced, but rice is easier. So you always have a bit of cold rice in the fridge. I told you that before. You cook twice as much rice as you need, and you've got some left. So you dump your cold rice into a salad bowl. And we want to make it separate. And we're going to make it separate with a little bit of oil, but we're going to put a lot of nice stuff with it. Now, Nice is in the south of France, and they have all kinds of nice things growing during the... I'm going to cut that. There's the core of the lettuce. This is the best thing in the world. My grandmother taught me to have that. Very, very nice. Cut the core out. No. Cut it or tear it. Tearing it gives it more character. And it's easier. So, there we are. A whole bunch of lettuce, a whole bunch of rice. We'll put everything ready to assemble in one go. We'll get some cherry tomatoes. If you haven't got cherry tomatoes, then you get ordinary tomatoes, right? And you cut them up into smaller pieces. But I'm cutting them up right now in halves because I want a little bit of the juice to come out, and I want everything to have a really great flavor. So we've got lettuce and tomatoes, which everybody's got for salads, all right? But we're just going to assemble them in a slightly different way and make something exciting happen to them. Okay, now that'll do. So we've got lettuce and tomatoes. Green onions, all right. Green onions, a whole lot of the white bits, cut up small, cut them small, turn them around so they don't fall off the board. Just cut them small. There. And then we'll have the green bits over there. We got that. Now peas, we're going to put peas in. I've only got frozen. I'll show you a really quick trick. You crank up the fry pan, get it going, and you just dump some peas in there. We're not going to put them in there for more than just a couple of minutes. And we're going to put a little tiny splash of water with them, just a little bit, no more, and we just get that to boil. That'll come up. Now, a salad from Nice. Salad niçoise means salad from Nice. You need some olives. Now, a lot of people don't like olives. Well, all right, they don't like olives. They'll learn if you do nice things with them. Get rid of that lid. Okay. Just have to squash them a bit. And then you can take the pit out of them. The pit just goes out of the way as soon as you squash it. So you just squash them all and chuck the pits out of the way. Squash them with the blade of a knife. That's all you got to do. Then the pits are there. Because we want to get flavors in here which talk about the south of France, all that sunshine, where all that wine grows, all right? So there we are. We've got pitted olives. Now, we need something that they use a great deal in southern France, anchovies. But a lot of people don't like anchovies, so you can use sardines. Now, trust me over this. I'm going to put these, pour that oil off because we're going to use good oil. You know, we just put the sardines on top of the rice to start with. All right, there, the sardines. Now look, peas, they're that quickly, they're done. Now you just pour them for a salad, just pour them through there, shake the juice off them, and the cold ones will make the warmed up ones lukewarm, and we've suddenly got peas. So we put everything ready before we assemble it in one great big go. So what we do now is take the sardines and just break them up a little bit so the flavor goes through. We put the tomatoes on there, all ready, the flavor to go through. We put some lettuce on top of it for the whole thing to go through. We put olives on top of that for the whole thing. We put green onions on the top of that for a whole thing to go through. We get, what else have we got to put in there? We got olives, we got peas to go in there. What I'm going to do, I need a bigger bowl for this. Let's get this great bigger. Is that bigger? Yeah, okay. Tip it all in there. Now the rice is on the top. All right. Now what? We're going to put the peas on now. And now you just, it's the whole lot together. And you start to dress it. What do you dress it with? You get a jar, some olive oil, some vinegar, that's vinegar, and most important, just about a third of the amount of oil, most important, some thyme. This is fresh thyme. I'll strip that in there. I'm going to shake it all up, put it on there, but I'm not going to put it on yet. I'm going to toss it while we have a break.
The Urban Peasant will be right back.
Now, we made two nice and different salads, all right? A niçoise, a big heavy-duty one, and a rather nice Italian one. Now we're going to use our roasted garlic. I want you to look at this roasted garlic. See, we did it in a fry pan. Now watch what happens. The skin, and inside, the skin just pops off. Look. And inside is all this sweet. It's gone sweet because it's been cooked. And you could have done it in an oven, but it's quicker to do it in a fry pan. It's the way I showed you. If you don't want it to go quite so brown, you put a little bit of water in there, but I like to have it. See all those cloves coming out? And this tastes so different it tastes totally different to ordinary garlic. It's sweet and lovely. All right, so there you are. We've got some roasted garlic there, and what we're going to do with that is put it in a little bowl and mash it up so that it's really smooth. And we're going to put a little bit of pepper with it to give it this great flavor. See, it's sweet now, and it's got that sort of garlicky, wonderful stuff to it. We're going to put a little tiny bit of salt with it to bring the flavors out of it, like that. And we're going to, in this fry pan, we're going to crank this one up dry. We're going to put some nuts in. You're going to make a spinach salad that is the best spinach salad you ever tasted in your life. It's one of those really great spinach salads. What we need to do is to roast, to get the flavors out. That's what cooking's all about. Some pecans. If you haven't got pecans, use walnuts, and some raisins. Just stir them around a little bit and let them just start to change character. You'll smell it when they start to do it. That's all you need. Okay, now we'll mash up the garlic. See, it just needs a fork. You don't have to get all that equipment out. A fork is just fine. Okay, there. Now to make it into a wonderful dressing, what you do, well, let's get rid of that fry pan, get it out of your way. What you do is put some oil with it. Now we need the oil for the dressing, so we're treating the garlic as a part of the dressing. It's going to creamy, and it's going to all mush up together. It's going to be just wonderful. We got some pepper in there, a little bit of salt. Okay, we need some vinegar. Now I'm going to put about a third as much vinegar as I did oil. I'm going to put a bit more oil in there because this will keep once it's been cooked. Don't try and keep uncooked. Just don't try and keep uncooked garlic in oil. People will tell you to do that and you'll get food poisoning from it. Don't do that. But see how creamy that started to go? And if you put it in a food processor, of course, you've got absolutely thick and creamy. We've got our, see, nuttiness happening here with our nuts. Turn those off. And we get some thyme, some fresh thyme. If you haven't got fresh, well, you know, if you haven't got fresh, you use what you got, which comes out of a jar. But I'm going to strip all the leaves off here, just pull them off with my fingers. And the smell of fresh thyme is great. I once, when I rented a car in France years and years and years ago. I stopped for lunch, and there on a bank was all this wild thyme growing, and we just picked lots of it and put it on our cheese. The thyme goes in with the salad dressing, right? Put it on our cheese and ate some bread, drank some wine with it. We collected so much thyme over the next month, the whole car reeked of it. I don't know what they did the next people who rented the car, but there you are. Okay, now salad dressing. What do we got here for a bowl? This one I think will look nice. For spinach, take spinach leaves, pull the bottoms off, and you have to wash it well, and lay them out so that they look nice on the bowl. Spread them out, and the trick to do that, see, we've got them all pointing one way. Well, just go round it and keep pointing them. Make food look nice, and people will like you. Lots and lots of spinach. Lots and lots of spinach to go there. This bit to go over there like that. Just tear the root off the bottom and just spread it around. Okay, let it fall over a little bit. Let it overlap. People want things to be real. Now, over the top of it, we spread our toasted nuts and really great sultanas. And then we get some nice cheese. Now this is goat cheese. This is chèvre, which is one of the best cheeses there is in the world for salads. And you just cut it up and you keep a little bit. I keep a little bit for my breakfast. I put that bit over there. Then we just cut this up into pieces. And it's sort of sticky. So what you do is start to spread it out because it's very rich. You want everybody to get at least 2 or 3 bits of it, so you spread it all over the spinach, like that. Right, and then to finish it up, what do? Well, you wipe your hands off, because that's kind of sticky like that. You get your lovely dressing. Now, you remember what's in this dressing? In this dressing, we've got that roasted garlic, And we've got, see how thick it's gone. So if it's got thick, you thin it out a little bit. You either put some white wine in there. You can put a little bit of water, but white wine is nice. And then you beat it up so that it's a dressing. Now the great thing with dressings is not to put them on until the last minute and not to put too much on, otherwise it tastes of nothing but vinegar. You want to taste the lettuce, you want to taste all that fresh stuff, and that's how you make salads. So I'm going to keep this, we're going to dress the whole thing later, we'll wrap it up, but don't go away because I'll be back.
The Urban Peasant will be right back.
There's my salad niçoise, put boiled egg around it. So rice, cold rice, you know, yesterday's rice, bit of fish, olives, tomatoes, onions. We put some green onions over the top, and we're going to put the dressing on it. Simple dressing, oil and vinegar. Now look how much oil there is, look how much vinegar there is. A little bit of thyme in there for a flavor. Now you shake it. Now can you see it this time again? See? It's totally homogenized. That's how that's the best salad mixer in the world. So that's ready to dress. All right, so we just pour it over the top, take it to the table, and toss it. Tossing's important, so it all gets it. Here's our other salad, frizzante, Italian. We made a nice dressing out of sesame oil and orange juice. We'll put that over the top of it. And we took the little bit that we kept in the middle to make it look pretty. Isn't that great? A spinach salad, a different one altogether. We didn't mess with the spinach, but we cooked the dressing. We cooked the garlic. We put the oil with it. We put a little bit of vinegar in there, a little bit of oil, and we toasted all of those. Toasted the nuts and the raisins, and we put a little bit of chèvre with it. Don't put too much on. Keep some for tomorrow. There you are. Then you can have another salad tomorrow and you'll be so healthy. A lot more to salads than old lettuce. Get something nice to do with it, play with it, and it's very good for your system. It keeps you, as my mother used to say, it keeps you regular. Anything you can do in the kitchen that's fun, you ought to do, because the more fun you have, the more good things you're going to eat. You just feel good about eating stuff. Me, I'm going to take these salads down to Mrs. M because she doesn't eat enough greens. See ya.